Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ashes here, bringing you another VOD review video. Now, last time we did a little bit of a King of the Hill VOD review. Today, we're going back into the escalation world with a scrim between two AM teams. You can see their rosters here on the screen. We've got this roster, and then we've got this roster with CeeTips, Unreal Might, Keanu, Krazel, and G-Stick. So, and it looks like we've got a coach in the lobby. Shout out to whoever that is. So yeah, without further ado, we're on Asylum. Let's do a pretty good VOD review. I've got my Epic Pen tool here, so I can draw on the screen for you guys, make it a little bit better. Let's get started. All right. So keep in mind, again, disclaimer, anything that you hear said, I don't condone any foul language, any slurs. It's not me. All right. So don't get upset. So we've got an interesting strat off the rip. It looks like this team doesn't cap their home hill. They use that extra number to play for mid. I'm not sure who's throwing the smoke on their team, but they have a smoke up top. It seems to work. It gives them control. The stream's a little bit blurry. Whenever your stream is like this, you need to, yeah, so he's streaming at 1080p 60. He should probably stream at 720 60 and increase his bit rate. Because if you stream at 1080 60, you have to have a really high bit rate. All right, looks like their team's set up. They got control and then it fell apart pretty quickly, and he got flanked. Let me turn this up a tiny bit. We are going to hear comms. They are in an Xbox party, which means they don't want to win. At least that's my joke. Xbox parties are so delayed in the voice comms. Every millisecond matters when you're communicating to your teammates in these, matches and tournaments and whatnot. So I always make the joke that people using Xbox Live Party don't want to win. God, the screen is blurry. I apologize for the blurry screen, guys. Trust me, I'm seeing it too. It's not your computer. It's not the video. His teammate got down in the back. That's rough. He looks uncomfortable on that fence. I would have liked to see them have better numbers over here. It looks like his team's trying to push too many places at once. They had like 2 people watching mid, but they weren't really doing anything. And it didn't look like they were trying to make a play to cut. And then they had 2 people over on this track side. Now it does end up working out. I don't know where G-Sticks came from. Again, it's kind of blurry, so it's a little bit hard to see. His Lancer was a little bit shaky there. He kept swinging, like overcompensating. It's something we talked about in the King of the Hill VOD review. So maybe a sensitivity thing. A lot of players adjust their sensitivities for their ability to have fast movement and then be in shotgun battles and be effective in that case. And so then your Lancer, which needs, a steady control, ends up falling a little bit short. I have the volume turned down enough so that I really don't hear the comms, and you guys probably don't either. I'm doing that because I don't, the quality is so bad on the comms, the audio. It's like it keeps peaking, and somebody's mic sounds like it's really close to their mouths. So the OE play there that happened from the other team was good, and what he did to counter that was he hopped over and got into that nade area. But the problem is he wasn't able to do anything from there because the OE already happened. So he was too slow to rotate back to his home hill and help, and it cost them. So he made the right adjustment. He didn't get caught between the 2 trains sitting on B. They only needed 1 person there, especially since the other team didn't have anybody there. But he should have rotated quicker. He could have collapsed on their home hill and made that swap the pressure, let his teammates come off spawn and pick up their home hill. That's kind of a risky play because then you're putting yourself in a situation to get pinched by the people on their home or coming off their spawn and the people on your home coming back to you. So I don't know why I'm doing it with my hands again. We can draw on here. So I would have liked to see that. Yeah, so if he came here, then that would have alleviated pressure on his home hill. All right. Let's see if they do that strat. They put a drop shot off the... Wait, was that them? I imagine it was this team. Yeah, they put a drop shot down. Interesting. Why would they put a drop shot on E? So the only reason you would do something like that is if you really, really hate that B fight. So maybe his team is super, because basically what this drop shot is doing is it's making the entire map be what is effectively second half. A lot of lancering through the smoke, but no marks, which is a problem. I don't think I saw a single. There was that one mark initially, and then I don't think I saw a single other mark. And now I know you can't mark through the smoke, but somebody pushed up there, so they should have been on. Yeah, he had a teammate in that cubby, so I think the smoke grenade should have been able to block it off. I also don't know if it's his team running a smoke or not. They did get drop control. You can tell this is a strat that they practice. They lost B control, and they also don't cap their home hill while doing that, which is surprising to me because the home hill has an angle that he can lancer up top. So if the other team is pushing and making a play up top, you can still shoot that while capping your home hill. Looks like they took the drop to get a double home setup. And they're trying to collapse on B. Okay, so that train cutting them off was huge for them, and I think drop shot is on C hill. So this should be the round. Yeah. Well played. It was a good play. So what they ended up doing is because they got that drop shot control, and I think they got a kill or two, they ended up using their numbers to flood to the other team's home hill and get that double home hill set up. And then after they capped their own home hill, they collapsed kind of from all angles and let drop shots sit on the other team's home hill. Now, the reason you let the drop shot sit there alone is because a drop shot, being an explosive weapon, you know, they have to get in the hill and get that break. You can use the drop shot to either make them roll out of the hill or get kills if you're getting actives and shooting the drop well. So that was a smart play. That was actually a good rotation and a good play. I missed what they put down. Double flashes. So it looks like they're trying to put a shock grenade eventually down for this fight. The other team gave themselves bolt talk, so the other team doesn't know what they're doing either. Like the round one weapon placements were odd from both teams, but clearly this team enjoys this fight more than they enjoy the B fight. So, all right, I hear them calling numbers, which is good. See, this is what I'm talking about. That the smoke grenade's coming from the other team, and they have somebody up here now being able to get marks and call out where they are. Wait, did they get dropped and I missed it? Okay, yeah. So they quick picked the drop this round. It sounded like they just kind of reactionary did it rather than like having like a strat where, oh, this round we're going to quick pick. I like that they're all rotating off the hill too. The problem is they're committing too many numbers away. So if that other team recognized that, they could OE with 4 people and get this home hill for free. Kind of like the other team did the first round. His drop shot rotated to B. And they also lost B. Now he got flanked. So they are pushing the numbers here. It looks like some of the swarm rotated back. So the COG team pushed a little bit too slowly. If they had pushed immediately when the swarm team rotated to B, they probably would have actually 3-capped them, or at least gotten really close to it. This is the problem with things like this, is because you have a drop shot, and I think he shot 1, so he should only have 1 left. But there's only, you know, like you don't have the hills, and your teammate just got picked off. So he's got a 1v1 here. He got flanked from mid too. And they're on this team's playing very aggressive. I respect it. The COG team, they're playing very aggressive. They're applying pressure in multiple parts of the map, and I respect that. That's something that a lot of even pro teams don't do. All right, so he got a pick. So this OE call is going to work out. I don't think it was based off numbers or anything. I think he just like kind of frustration. All right, bro, I'm OEing. So the problem with this is they're going to be coming off spawn with flashes, grenades, and you need 3 hills. You can't, or at least a break on B. All right, so they killed 4. Okay, so that should give them B. They got cut off by the train, but should give the other team time to spawn up. The good news is now it's like, you know, it's a little bit more balanced. Keanu shouldn't have died there. I think that's the second or third time that I've seen Keanu get picked off this round alone. It seems like they're putting themselves in bad spots. Oh, he barely lived. That was a good kill. That guy got actually a double. He got 2 kills right there. That's those 2 kills alone change this round. If he dies there, then they pretty much lose B. G-Stick's overextended for no reason. So he started pushing their home hill, but there was obviously going to be numbers there. And because of that, now they're losing their home hill. And that home hill break is pretty big, though. It looks like they cleaned it up. They went off too, so they should just play patient here. Just sit on the hills that you have. The other team decided not to spawn. Based on a round like that, I'm thinking the respawn economy is going to be pretty bad for both teams. Maybe not so much the Swarm team, but the Cog team seemed to spawn up a lot there. Well, it's the last round of the half, and it's pretty even. You can make note of that, though. Even if you have that 1 life advantage for the majority of your team over the other team, especially going into this last round, you're going to be at a pretty good advantage because the respawns in the last round are really quick. They're really rapid. And you're going to find yourself in a situation more often than not that assuming that even if you're trading kills, you're going to end up ahead. So trades in these last rounds are very important when you have a respawn advantage like that. Like if one of your teammates dies, try to get one of their people. They're arguing a little bit though. I'm hearing it. Yeah, this Cog team's playing so aggressive. It reminds me of Estral, watching Estral play, where they just fly at you. Like even if it's a bad push, they fly at you and their numbers kind of just like overwhelm you. Like they zerg you. For those of you who know like StarCraft and get that reference. I'm surprised Cog hasn't capped their own home hill yet. See, the thing here right here is Cog is getting a lot more kills than the Swarm team is. So now the respawn economy is going to be pretty even for both teams. This attractive person is like, I think he just got 3 kills. All right, so they've recovered. See, the problem with rounds like this is it's hard to break this down because there's a lot of just chaos happening. Like it's just a lot of fights. The pacing of this round is so fast that it's like it's all like very quick reactionary plays, and because I can only see this one perspective, it's harder for me to like break down what's going right and what's going wrong. In rounds like this, it's really important to control the pace, and right now Cog is 100% controlling their pace. Like they're the ones making the pushes, they're the ones making Swarm react. You can even see it right here. Like if you watch this like these silhouettes, everybody on Swarm was over on the B hill and then started to rotate back based on what Cog was doing. So it's very reactionary play. Sorry guys, I have a cough drop in. My fiance's been sick for a little while, so I'm trying to dodge it. Get these vitamins in. This is a big kill if he gets it. Nope. Who are these guys? These BD guys. But they lost drop shot. That should seal this round. Like in theory, that should seal, especially the way Cog is playing and looking at the respawn economy. I'm pretty sure all of Swarm is on 0. A lot of 3 of Cog have more respawns. And they have drop shot. Like this is an easy drop kill. I don't know where drop is. There it is. A little bit late. I would like to see him shoot the drop shot earlier. Yeah, this round's over. This round falls apart for them because they're making so many for Swarm, because they're making so many reactionary plays. And in this game, I've said this multiple times, and this is something that we work on as well. It's so, you have to control the pace so well. Like, the only times that you can make reactionary plays are when you have two hills and you have like a really good setup across the map, and you can make rotations based on where you think they're pushing. So for example, on training grounds, if you have a 2-hill setup, you have, you know, B hill and your home hill, and you see them stacking their numbers off spawn to push B, you can easily go OE and take their home hill. That's where you can make reactionary plays, or you can choose to rotate back and defend B depending on where your numbers are. On this map, because it's a little bit like, I guess, less direct to get to the different hills, and there's so many cut throughs in the middle of the map that are covered, like right here. This guy, like, look what a cog is doing, right? Immediately, like, that guy had no hesitation to run through the middle of the map and make that play. And there's a guy who capped their home hill. So even though Swarm got the drop shot, which it looks like they died getting and somehow got in Cog's hands anyways, they're now in a situation where the other team capped their home, flanked through middle, and got that hill, or got that kill immediately off the rip. Like, he was on their side. And then they also lost drop shot. You can't make this many reactionary plays. You just can't. And on a round like that where the respawns are really long, it's impressive to see like that many kills and that much aggression go or come from the Cog team, and a really quick 3-cap. It's impressive to see. I really am. I want to know who these guys are. So Swarm needs to start controlling the pace. They need to start making their own plays. This we're going to try to quick pick a drop shot bullshit isn't working. They need to do something else, right? But instead they're doing the, again, 4 to E. They sent one to their home, maybe. See, I heard the call out that the guy was flanking through mid map, which forced who we're watching to CeeTips, I believe, to turn around. All right, G6 got the kill on the kid flanking. I don't know who ended up getting dropped. I think Cog picked it up, but I don't know if he like lived with it and got out with it. See, it's so hectic. You can even see like the way Swarm is posturing that they don't really know what to do. Like, he started to go to his home hill, and then his teammate was going. So now they had 2 on their home hill, but nobody was OEing, so it's not like they're rotating to defend it. All right, there's a call for 3 playing homes. I won't be surprised if I see 2 people push through mid on Cog. Or at least 1, with 1 lancering. Because these kids are committing to an OE right now. Oh, look at this. Look at these guys. They're literally just flying. They're playing so aggressive. So they had somebody literally pressing the E hill, and I think he was alone. I think he pressed a 1v3. They had at least 1 in middle pushing CeeTips, and they had 2 or 3. 3 was the call out, but I only saw 2 pushing the like across tracks to homes. Now the Swarm team did a really good job. 1, they read it pretty easily, and 2, they got the kills. If he had died mid, then that probably would have fallen apart. But the fact that they got forced off of E hill for a moment by 1 person is kind of sketchy. Now somebody did get a double drop kill. That's good. So that's going to stall the round a little bit longer. Yeah, they're starting to get in the flow and realize what these guys are doing, which is good. Like, they're lancering more, they're rolling back more, and that's a really good way to counter the aggression as well. If you know that the other team's just constantly flying at you and throwing their bodies at you and zerging you, then it's really easy to just roll backwards and lancer them out. Even if you give up the hill a little bit, like if they start to decap it, or even if they get the decap, you probably will get the kill and get the cap back. And then because you have the numbers advantage on the map, you can then go make a play yourself. So they're starting to adapt to it a little bit better. I'd still like to see them control the pace a little bit more. But at least their reactionary plays now are appropriate, rather than before it was like more chaotic. Like, oh my God, we need to go defend this. Oh my God, we need to go defend this. They're doing better now. All right, shock grenades is blocking the drop. This guy's already pushed up on their side tracks because they had nobody playing home. Here's the guy coming from mid-map. This is insane. This is actually insane. All right, so Swarm ended up getting the drop, but it looks like who had the drop just died. Krazel. I apologize if I say your name wrong. They needed that kill. These kids are all over the place, literally just flying. I'm actually blown away. I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of blown away by how this COG team's playing. All right, so it looks like the Swarm team's starting to get a little bit of control back. They got a kill, which is good. I think one of the Swarm is flanking the COG. Oh, he's underpass. Okay. I think he was looking for the flank. He ended up dying, though, which is a problem. Oh, he didn't see the head of the guy. Okay, good. I think the call out came through that there was one underpass, which is good. Their numbers are odd though, because I think they have 4 over here on E. And now they have somebody going over towards tracks. I would like to see somebody on tracks earlier, because that's another thing too. If you see that the other team's putting a lot of numbers up here on E hill or underpass, that makes the OE pretty free. And then you can force them to either give you their home hill or turn around and look at you, allowing your people at E to push forward. So pretty much what's happening right now, he had a free angle in the back. They couldn't sit where they were. His teammates could push up. So I would like to see that play happen earlier. I'm actually glad that it happened as I was calling for it. This round should be over. They're getting good kills. They win off 1 at this point. Yeah, that break pretty much shields the round as long as nobody like clutches up, and they got drop shot. It also sounds like their comms have calmed down a little bit. I mean, they're still like, they're still intense comms, but they're not playing the blame game and getting frustrated as much anymore. Maybe this was the first map of the day too. That's also something to take into consideration, because they're starting to hit shots a little bit more. How are they in a situation where... Wow. How did they get in that situation where the other team was breaking or broke E? All right, somebody died. Another person got downed. He died. Wow. So the other team flooded both sides. If this attractions guy hadn't been like strafing backwards and strafed forwards, he would have gotten into the hill. They would have won that round. Well, they wouldn't have won the round, but they would have broken the hill. It would have been really hard for COG to win that round regardless, because Swarm's going to come off spawn. They're going to have a chance. The problem is this Keanu guy, his respawn economy is awful. He's at 1 right now, which means he died last round and actually wasn't able to respawn. I think I heard one of them just... Hold on.
Well, at that point, don't look at our home at all. Just focus on E. Okay. They need that hill.
So this guy said, don't look at our home at all. Focus on E. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think that you have a shock grenade on E. And maybe I'm misunderstanding the situation. They also give themselves double Boltox. This COG team, who is this? Double Bolt. I haven't seen anything like this. I haven't. But with a shock grenade, you could easily have 3 people at E, 1 person watching mid, and 1 person on your home hill, and prevent them from getting the drop shot or getting the hill with a shock grenade. This guy got the drop and got out, and they got it down with Unreal Might in their face. Unreal Might must have missed shots. Also, Swarm's shock grenade was so late. Like, what does that shock grenade do for you? Look where it is. It doesn't block you. Hold on. We're gonna... All right, look where the shock grenade is. It's over here. So this like square is this whole thing is a pathway that they're not going to be affected by the shock grenade, which means they're not going to flinch and they're not going to be taking damage. The Lancers, like, it's just cutting off these people back here if they don't want to come up this way. But they can still Lancer through, obviously, because it's a shock grenade. It prevents anybody being on this cover, but there is nobody on that cover to begin with. So, and on top of that, they have drop shots, so you can't even play for the hill or the cubby or anything because they have drop shots. So this shock grenade, not only was it like abysmally late, but it's not even a good shock grenade. It's not affecting this guy who's lancering them at all. It's not affecting the guys in the back at all. If anything, I'd like to see it shocked off, like maybe on these stairs, so that you can make a play for this guy, or even a little bit deeper down the stairs, so these guys are forced to roll off, and then you can kind of play up on the hill, kill this guy who's going to be cut off. Something along those lines to make sure that you can use the shock grenade to get a play. Or, ignoring all that, you put it right in this area so that when they push up for that drop shot, they're not running out with it for absolutely free. Something, I don't know what happened there for them because I can't see it, but that shock grenade was a wasted use of that shock grenade, and they gave them drop shot, which is now giving them a kill. And that should give them the hill. You're man down and you can't defend this. All right, so he took track control.
I got it. I got a shot. Yo, G, you should pick up my utility. Keep it at home.
The other team has a really good setup here because they're going to have their shock grenade off respawn, which is up right there. They grabbed it. They were on top of that. Both teams were on top of their shock grenade pickups, but they also still have one drop, I believe. Unreal Mike just pushed up by himself. He gave them a kill. They did get a Lancer down, or maybe a shock down. All right. They killed somebody, but I don't know. And then they traded, basically. They traded and they got the break. It looks like the other team's going to get the cap again. I don't know if they still have drop. All right. So here we go. Here's with this again. We're 4 here. Somebody, whoever's picking up, is a smoke on the map? I hope one of them isn't actually holding a smoke. I mean, I guess it's kind of helping, but they're still getting down and killed through it, so it's not really at the end of the day. Yeah, this team's just flying at him for free. I don't know if it's not enough, like right there. Like it's, I only want to see this again. So they throw flashes. They've got cubby control. They angle out the kid in the corner and up A him. There's somebody else on the cover. The only person lancering is CeeTips, I think, that I see. Why do I keep muting this? Yeah, the only person lancering is CeeTips in the back. So Call got the 4v5 because they got that pick, and then they were able to like push effectively and kill the rest. They don't even need to OE here. Cog doesn't. It's smart for him to hold his respawn. I just noticed the pings of this team too. I'm wondering if this team is from Europe or from like somewhere in South America or Mexico or something like that. And that's why like this playstyle is so odd to me. Look at them. They're all on really high ping. And they're doing this. That's impressive. That's actually really impressive. All right, so this is the round. It's 4-4, round 9. This is where you block something. So if I'm Swarm, I'm blocking their shot grenade. The other team didn't use their block, which puts you at an advantage. So this is where you need to block. Did they block already? Have we? All right, I don't know if we've blocked already. I don't think I saw them block anything. So if they've really gone through this whole map without blocking, especially this round where the other team put frag grenades down center line, that's bad. All right, so our shock grenade, like Swarm shock grenade, was earlier that round, or that time. That was good. The problem is it wasn't far enough, so that guy was able to get up there on that cover and angle them out when they got in there. They got both power weapons at the end of this. They somehow got frags, and they have pressure on drop and picked up drop right now. I blame that shot grenade. Who's picking up shot grenades for this team, actually? Let's rewind that back and see who shot grenades are. Let's call them out. Let's expose them. Keanu. Oh, you've been having a rough map anyways. Yeah, Keanu's shot grenades just aren't good. At least the last 2 rounds I've been paying attention to him. They also have track control, so even if you're in that cubby, because you have nobody really playing tracks for the swarm team, Cog team's gonna have a free angle from track side or like from middle, like where like the frag grenade spawn is in like King of the Hill or something like that. All right, so the other team shouldn't have any more frags. They do have drop, and they're gonna have 2 hill control. They're down in points though, so you have a little bit of time to play with because you have the early point lead. I think it's because one of them capped their home hill, like one of swarm capped their home hill early. So we have 3 over track side, 4 over track side for swarm. I like that stun angle. Where is he getting? Oh, the guy's getting bull talking him from there. Was that a frag grenade? This kid in middle should die. He got a kill though. Attractive's got a double drop on E hill, I'm guessing. And now this guy's the last one alive. He did get it down. That's huge. That could save his team this round. It's hard to close out rounds like these for a lot of AM teams because they like get excited and forget that the respawns are so short. How is Unreal on their side? All right, Unreal flanked through middle before like these guys were ready to push. The good news is he made them turn around, so they're going to get the break. And at the same time, his team's also OEing. That guy who up A'd them, that was rough. See, now Swarm team is pretty much playing with the same aggression that Cog's been playing with this entire map, and it's working out for them. You see what I mean? Like now they're the ones who are just kind of flying forward and making pushes. And because of that, they're overwhelming the Cog team and forcing onto their side. Now they're in a situation where they have drop control. I don't think they're going to get nades. Maybe they already got nades. And the Cog team's on the back foot because they're down in points. So they have to make a push. They have to make some sort of play. They need to break and cap one of the hills or break both hills at least. This guy getting downed is going to be crucial for the Cog team. All right, let's see. Both hills are broken. That was a huge 1v win. That was a huge 1v win. They went off this one hill if the other team doesn't fly. Yep. They won. They won because of that 1v. That all came down to that 1v1 that CeeTips wins right here. If he doesn't win that 1v1, they lose the round. That's scary. That's scary. That's whew. And they had drop shot control too. I don't know if drop shot got any kills. I don't think he did. At least not that I saw. Who picked up drop? Keanu, I think. And he died via shotgun. Yeah, okay, so that's obviously going to do it for this map. CeeTips team wins 5-4. The biggest things I see for on.
Bro, I somehow
everyone's trying to make it
down from.
individual. Oh, that's why.
No, it's not even that.
I'm saying I
It
have
wasn't even
nays
that.
and dry.
Sorry again for the audio.
And like I don't know what's
You
going
know
on.
what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? You know what it is? Like, since they pushing like up top two, right? They pushing middle heavy, so like it's kind of like making y'all turn y'all focus from the home.
That's a good thing to point out. All right, so really quickly, let's break down some of the big points for Swarm Team, since they're the ones who actually submitted this VOD. Obviously, I'm watching CeeTips POV. So some of the big things, right? The shock grenade usage on that E-Hill play. If that's going to be your go-to strat, since they put drop shot down like literally round one, if that's going to be your go-to, you need to make sure that when shock grenades are in play, they're being used effectively. There was 2 rounds in a row where the shock grenade usage actually costed. So make sure that that's cleaned up. Don't be afraid to diversify your strat book. When you put down one weapon that's going to influence the map so heavily on the very first round, you need to make sure that you have this entire arsenal of plays around that. So you guys did 4 drop pretty much every single round, whereas the other team did a bunch of different things. They did things where they played aggressive on the drop for quick picks. They did things where they pushed through tracks and through mid while holding you off on drop shot. They did things where they just mirrored you and kind of played passive on drop shot. So look to make different plays and kind of diversify that playbook, because if you guys get too predictable, it's going to be too easy to just find a counter and then run that counter over and over again. And you guys have shown that you don't have something else that you're going to pull out. So keep that in mind. Personally, I don't like center line weapon placement from the beginning. It makes the whole entire map go as at least in terms of pick and bans not pick and bans, weapon placements. It makes the entire time be you're one step behind. So if the other team hadn't given themselves bull talk, and even that's slightly a disadvantage for you guys, if they had given themselves double flashes over there for that drop shot pickup, like what a lot of teams do, then you guys would have been at a massive disadvantage for that drop for the rest of the time. They would have had a shock grenade a whole round before you. They could have had insins a whole round before you. So there was a lot of things that could have happened if the other team didn't also do weapon placements in an odd way. They did that frag grenade center line, which kind of saved you guys. And that was your opportunity to block. Like I said, I don't think I ever saw your team block a weapon placement. But if you did, ignore this part. If you didn't, which I don't think you did, that last round would have been a great time for you guys to block their shock grenade and have that entire up top control. And basically that drop shot fight won automatically. So keep that in mind, that, the weapon placements can be kind of adjusted. And other than that, there was a little bit of arguing in the comms that I heard. So like when things started getting hectic, when you guys were uncomfortable, you were turning against each other rather than working together to figure out what the solution was. And so that's just going to make you go further and further behind. As soon as you guys started doing like decently against them, the comms turned much more positive. So try to keep that positivity even when you're losing, because it's going to make the losing part easier to like combat. So keep that in mind. And then the last thing I would say is a lot of individual plays were happening. I saw Unreal Might making crazy pushes by himself pretty much, at least what I could tell. Keanu and his respawn economy shows me that his crazy pushes are kind of all over the place. Maybe he's a front spawn, so he might have lower spawns by default. But he shouldn't be on 1 or literally 0 when the rest of you guys are around 3 or 4. So maybe switch positions if somebody's running low on respawns, or make him play a little bit more passive. But to me, it shows there was a lot of individual plays happening. There was a lot of people just running and trying to make the hero plays and get those clutch kills. And because you guys were playing from behind, like that doesn't really help as much as you guys think it might. So, one more thing. When they're playing, when you guys are facing a team that's playing this reckless zergling, can't talk right now. This reckless zerging style of an attack and of a strategy where they're just flying at you with numbers and they're trying to overwhelm you. There's kind of like 2 counters to that. You either out-rotate them and you make them make reactionary plays, not you make reactionary plays, aka control the pace of the game, or you guys literally just roll backwards, be willing to give up ground, and then lancer them out, cross them out teamwork them, because their plays were relying on them to have shotgun fights with you guys and be in your faces. If you don't give them that, then there's no way for them to really win those fights and get that advantage that they're looking for. So if they're flying at you through mid, it's easy to roll backwards and just keep lancering, and now they're out in the open on your side of the map. That should be a free down and a free kill, rather than trying to go for a back A or up A into them and have a shotgun fight where there's a little bit more cover and it's not going to work out for you, which I saw happening a lot early on. So keep that all in mind. Overall, you guys got the W, but don't be satisfied with that. I wouldn't be satisfied. You guys lost that map in my mind, so keep that in mind. Work on those things, and I know you guys are, as I'm recording this, are playing in the Pro League qualifiers, so good luck. Thank you so much for submitting this VOD. I appreciate it. Hopefully this helped you out, and hopefully for those of you who are watching, helped you guys learn something as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content, and like this video if you enjoyed it or if you learned something. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.